breaking and quite possibly heart-breaking news to bring you tonight regarding Rhea Ripley, one of the longer tenured champions in WWE, a title reign that could be coming to a very sudden halt on Raw tonight, Adam.
She did it. She hit a year, and it's all gone wrong, unfortunately. PW Insider breaking the news about an hour ago. Rhea Ripley was injured on last week's episode of Raw. Consequently, she may be forced to vacate the WWE Women's World title. Cast your minds back. Backstage attack, Liv Morgan lobbed a chair at her head. It made some noise. People are speculating that it may have been then. It may have been someone else during the night because she's in the Judgment Day. She pops up like 50 times during the show, obviously. But it's not looking too hunky-dory for Rhea Ripley, unfortunately, who has been amazing.
Hey, she's been an incredible champion. 380 days. This is the 380th day, according to Cage Match, of her title reign. A reign that began at WrestleMania 39 when she defeated Charlotte Flair, herself also out with an injury. In terms of when that injury occurred, Fightful Select add that early indications were that it was a freak accident and happened, as you were saying, with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan backstage. Possibly not from the Yift weapon, more possibly likely from being thrown into the walls during that backstage brawl with Liv Morgan. This is something that Liv Morgan has been boasting about on Twitter, as you would, in something like that.
In character,
obviously, it's in character. You had the artist's tweets that were coming up, so she was obviously playing into it. Liv Morgan has had a really intriguing character arc going into WrestleMania and coming out the other side of it as well. So, of course, she was playing it up in character on social media. But Fightful Select go on to say there's no heat on her for the situation. She's not blamed by Ripley or WWE, as Fightful say. It is a freak accident, basically.
It'd be interesting to hear more on this, because like the chair thing looked like the roughest part of that backstage attack. But it's also, I don't think, unreasonable to think that, hey, this may have happened at WrestleMania in a super physical match with Becky Lynch, and maybe the beatdown was there to write her off for a bit. I wouldn't be too surprised if more news comes out in the days and weeks that follow that it could have happened at WrestleMania. I don't know. It's being reported as the backstage beatdown at some point. Maybe it was the chair, maybe it was the wall shove. But I don't know. That WrestleMania match was pretty hard-hitting, wasn't it, as well?
It was really hard-hitting, and also especially so when you consider the circumstances that both contestants went into it with. Not only was Becky Lynch fighting strep throat and a plus 100-degree fever, but Rhea Ripley herself admitted that when she spoke at WWE World over WrestleMania weekend, that going into that match, she had a 2-hour panic attack. And it was a big moment for her, and she described how she was violently shaking before the match started, saying, if you don't get nervous before you go out, especially at WrestleMania, you obviously don't love it enough. That's the way I think about it. I'm glad the nerves were there, but both going into that match with extenuating circumstances around them as well, and getting through it the way they did, kicking off WrestleMania, they absolutely killed it. They really did.
Really fantastic.
It'd be devastating.
Let's talk about the possibility that this title may be vacated. So PW Insider right now saying that it is a possibility. Fightful have been unable at this point at least to confirm that with their sources. I would be absolutely devastated if they did it. It's a bit of a lazy comparison to make, perhaps, but Roman Reigns didn't turn up all that much. If this isn't a super serious injury, I would be devastated if they take that belt off Rhea. I really would.
Because it's one of those where, I mean, over 12 months, obviously she and the Judgment Day have appeared on Raw, SmackDown, and pretty much all the live events. The popularity of that group, a group that seemed pretty DOA initially when Edge was leading them, so that they become one of the most entertaining factions on WWE television and hold pretty much all the gold and all the accolades at different times. They seemed that way, but they've been a cornerstone of WWE programming, and there are ways, if you can keep the belt on Rhea, then you absolutely must find a way to do that, because this is a title reign that as we say, over a year now. Started when she beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39 for what was then a whole different belt. It was the SmackDown Women's title when Rhea Ripley won it. And it went through a makeover. And while she was presented with that new look Women's World title, the reign still stood 380 days and counting. It'd be devastating if that ends after she's become one of the hottest stars in WWE, recently main eventing Elimination Chamber in her home country of Australia as well. She's defended it on TV and PLEs 11 times in the last 12 months, I do believe.
That's why it's even more heartbreaking should they take that belt off her. Obviously, we don't know what the injury is right now. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. But let's say, for example, this is something that takes Rhea out for, I don't know, 2 to 3 months. I'd be more than happy just waiting it out. Honestly, I really would, because I think it's such a shame to take that away when, like, she is at the top of the women's division right now.
I think she's top of WWE right now. She's up there with Cody.
Yeah, for sure. She's just amazing at what she does. At the same time, if they do strip the belt, there's a lot of heat in putting that title on Liv and then having Rhea being the one to chase Liv Morgan. Liv wins the first one with screwy finishes. Rhea gets it back somewhere down the line. It gives Liv a chance to shine as well. You know what? You can make gold out of this horrible situation. It'll be interesting to see what they do on Raw tonight.
There's comparisons that can be drawn with what they've done with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk and how they have absolutely made chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what in that situation. And Liv Morgan kind of Drew McIntyring this whole thing, saying I'm the one that stopped Rhea Ripley and hot dogging and grandstanding for a year as Women's World Champion until Rhea comes back and takes her throne. There's a story that you can tell there, a wonderful story. But you know what? Whilst I mean, talking about that is certainly one can salivate over a story like that. We might be jumping the gun in the sense that we don't quite know yet what the situation is going to be regarding the Women's World title. Obviously, the health and well-being of Rhea Ripley 150% comes first. You know, it seems a little bit weird to say it, but we know that Rhea Ripley is a big Cultaholic fan. She has told us so herself. So Rhea, we love you. Hello, mother. We love you lots, and be well. Be full and speedy recovery for whatever is needed.
How did it get creepier with mother? How's mother creepier than Mammy at this point?
Sound Driver asked Rhea Ripley if she would choke him. So, and that wasn't prompting from me. That was something that Sound Driver did of his own accord at Clash of the Castle.
Wasn't meant to be on camera.
Wasn't meant to be on camera. He asked us not to film it. We filmed it anyway.
Originally, Rhea was set to address that attack on tonight's Raw. We don't know if that's going to happen. PW Insider once again saying that it could happen. The vacating of the title could happen as early as tonight. Time will tell on that. There is some stuff announced for Raw. So far, it's looking to be pretty good. We got Cody Rhodes on the show. His first defense will, of course, be either against AJ Styles or LA Knight, whoever comes out on top there. The big one tonight, surely the main event, is in Montreal. Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental title against Chad Gable.
That is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people, myself included, feel that the prestige of being the one to stop Gunther should have been an accolade awarded to Chad Gable, and that is coming from a massive Sami Zayn fan who was front row at Newcastle back in the day when he made his in-ring return at that NXT show at the arena. I love Sami Zayn, love the bones off of him, but I feel like that Chad Gable should have been one to stop Gunther. So maybe there is a story that we tell there.
I agreed with you up until the match, and Sammy's that good that he made me a believer. It was so good. It was such a well-booked match. Sammy's performance, his garnering of sympathy, he's able to do that unlike anybody else, and he absolutely killed it. I don't see a title change just yet. I think a heel turn maybe is a little bit more likely than a title change down the line.
A desperate Chad Gable, quite possibly. The Judgment Day will be present regardless of what happens with Rhea Ripley, because Finn Balor is facing the number one contender for the world title, Jey Uso. So Uso won that honor last week in that main event match on Raw. He's got a date with Damian Priest for the WWE world title. I think that's a real indicator of how the tectonic plates of the title scene shifted at WrestleMania to the point where the scene is wide open again. Damian Priest and Jey Uso do so in a world title match at Backlash in France. That I'm really up for. And we're going to get a little step closer to it as well. But a big return tonight as well, Adam.
Bella! He's bloody back. Missed the pants off him. Sheamus is back on Raw tonight. Apparently, people are saying he's got a new theme song. Don't be fooled by the joke tweet that's going around like I was earlier today. That's not the real one. That's a joke and I'm a moron. But yeah, Sheamus back on the show tonight. He still has unfinished business in the Intercontinental title picture, of course. It'll be interesting to see at what point in the show we see the returning Shamu, but it'll be great to see him. He still wants that IC strap. You've got to give it to him down the line. How soon do you give it to him?
Well, do we tie two of our Raw preview bits together here? Does Sami Zayn and Chad Gable reach a dramatic end with Sheamus come hunting for Sami Zayn? I think Sheamus taking the IC title off Sami Zayn down the line. I don't know when you do that, but I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'm down for that, Tom.
I'm down.
Get well soon, Rhea.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna find out, in just a few hours' time what the situation is with the Women's World Championship. Our top story, our main story, Rhea Ripley suffering an injury and could be about to vacate the WWE Women's World Championship. When we know more, we will let you know more at Cultaholic.com.